Hi everyone, in this video we will learn a very interesting concept. We are having few lifetime of the services. One is singleton, transient and the scoped. As of now we were using only one of them. But what will happen if two of your services are using different lifetime? It means if I'm using singleton service inside transient, or if I'm using scoped inside transient, or if I'm using transient inside singleton. So how this possible combination will work, let's learn in this video. Over here you can notice that we are having these 9 possible combinations. These are my services. So for example, if I want to use singleton inside singleton, what will be the behavior? What will happen if I want to use scoped inside singleton, how this will work, and transient inside singleton. So these are total 9 combinations. We'll talk about that in this series. To learn everything about this concept, I have created this another very basic application. And in this application, let's create some services. So over here, I have created this new folder services. Inside this services folder, I have this interface. This is my public interface. This is my name, my scoped service, and this is the class that is implementing that interface. Let's get a new field over here. So here I'm writing this private read only, and this is going to be the GUID. This is my ID. Let's have the logger also, and in this logger let's display the message. And because we have to learn so many combinations over here, so let's just get one more possible combination over here. So I'm getting one more interface, and the name, let's use this one and this one as 2. Here let's use 1. My class is also be 1. This is also 1. Okay, let's use 1 as well over here. Now let's do the same concept for this 2. So what I will do, this is my class 2 and this is implementing the interface 2. Here I'm using the logger 2. That's it. So ultimately what I have two interfaces, my scoped services 1. I have written this scoped in the name of the service. This is not a good practice. But why I'm doing here is I want to differentiate all these services because we are learning all these concepts. The actual lifetime of the service will be decided based on how you are registering them in your DI container. But because we are having so many combinations, and just to make things simple, I'm doing this thing over here. So this is my scoped service 1, 2 and everything is there. Similar to this, I have created more services. So I will consider this as the scoped service. Here you will notice that we have similar singleton services also. So this is my singleton service, 2 interfaces are there and then 2 implementations are also there. We always have this GUID over here. We are using this GUID just to identify that what is the actual data that we are having. And this is my transient. So again, I have 2 interfaces over here and 2 classes are implementing them. Now let's register all these 6 services in the program.cs in a DI container. So I want to register all of them over here. Let's resolve the namespace. I have registered all 6 services over here. Now we will create the combinations and we will learn how this will work. This is my controller over here and my route is this API learning object lifetime, and then I have created one very basic method over here. So first of all, I want to learn what will happen if I'm using transient to transient. So remember, this is the combination that we are having, transient to transient. Okay, let's see how this will work. How do I test this scenario? So for that, I have to go to my transient service, and over here, if I'm working with the first transient service, I want to use the second one in the first one. What I'm saying is, in this first transient service, I want to use this transient 2 like this. And from this do something method, I will be calling this do something method of this transient 2 service. How? Like this. So this is one dependency that we have registered, and I will be using this first dependency in my controller. So what is happening? I have one controller. From controller, I'm calling service 1. That service 1 has a dependency on the service 2. We have created all the combinations over here. So first of all, let's test how this will work. So this is my I transient service 1. If I go back to my controller and over here, I'm writing this logic. So this is my simplest concept over here. Now let's run this application and see how this is working. So we have this first endpoint transient to transient. If I click on this try it out, so I have to open the log as well. So let me clear all the logs from here first. And if I click on this try it out button, click on this execute button, you can notice that we are getting the 200 success message, which is fine. But at this place, just check what we are getting over here. So this message is coming from this service 2 and this one is coming from the service 1. Just check the ID over here. This is the ID from the service 2 and this is the ID from the service 1. So in my controller, I'm using transient service 1. This is the one that I'm using. Inside this transient service 1, I'm using another one, which is this transient service 2. If I check over here, this is my controller. Here I'm using this my transient service 1. This message is coming from there. So how this is working, this controller will resolve this transient service 1, and when we'll call this do something method, let's go inside this method also, what we have over here. This is the transient service 1 do something method. But inside this do something method, before writing this message, we are again calling this my transient service 2. And from this service 2, we are again calling the do something method for this service 2. Now you may ask that here we are using this interface, but in reality we are saying that this is the method we will be calling. This is because in this program.cs class, we are resolving this dependency for this interface with this class. So it means if in my transient service 1, I'm using this my transient service 2, ultimately I will get the instance of this class, which is this my transient service 2. So with the same concept, if over here I'm using this my transient service 2, ultimately I will get the instance of this class, which is this my transient service 2. And you can notice that everything is working fine without any problem. If I execute the code again, you will notice that we are getting two more logs over here and everything is independent. This is because in transient service, you will get a new instance every time you will expect a new instance. So it means we can say that using a transient service inside another transient service is not a problem and we can use that without any problem.